This is iFIBER 1 News. Here are today's top stories.
Students at Lakeview Terrace Elementary School on Moses Lake were joined by grandparents and other family members for breakfast.
Big Bend Community College celebrated the grand opening of their on-campus food pantry on Friday morning.
The state is requiring RAC Silicon to start reducing its contributions to greenhouse gases beginning in 2020.
From the iFIBER 1 newsroom, this is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
Students at Lakeview Terrace Elementary School on Moses Lake were joined by grandparents and other family members for breakfast. The school decided to hold their first grandparents' breakfast on Friday morning and had more than 200 people sign up to attend. Principal Christy Bateman said she was expecting maybe 50 people to join the students for breakfast, but was happy by the number of people who attended. Along with breakfast, students had a little project to complete by interviewing their grandparents to learn more about what they were like as kids.
Grandparents' Day was on Sunday, and we have a lot of kids that spend time with their grandparents, but we don't get to see them at school very often. So we invited grandparents to come in for breakfast this morning, and we gave the kids interview questions to ask their grandparents so they can learn more about what they were like when they were kids. So it's been a great success. I was pleasantly surprised at the great turnout we had, and hopefully this will be something we'll do in the future.
This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
Big Bend Community College celebrated the grand opening of their on-campus food pantry on Friday morning. The college's Workforce Education Department is working with the Moses Lake Food Bank to provide food items to students and campus members who are struggling to make ends meet during the school year. Workforce instructor Jody Bortz and director Heidi Summers talked about the need for the food pantry at Big Bend.
Big Bend is one of only a handful of community colleges that even offers dorms or residential housing on campus. So we see a lot of students that maybe don't have other resources and they don't really have any other housing or anything to take care of it. And we see that our population here receives so many other food benefits or financial aid, and so that indicates that we have a high population that are low income and could be very needy. And with that, we were talking with Moses Lake Food Bank, and it learned that many of our students were not already accessing those services that were available in our community.
Community Services of Moses Lake, the Moses Lake Food Bank, is an amazing resource in our community, and it's challenging for some of our students to get there because of the proximity from the distance from the college. And so we thought if we could bring the resource right here, as much as we can make things easy for our students, easy to access, the more likely they are to take advantage of those resources.
The pantry is open on Mondays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and Tuesdays through Thursdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's open to any members of the Big Bend community. In Moses Lake, Devin Higgins for iFIBER 1 News.
The state is requiring RAC Silicon to start reducing its contributions to greenhouse gases beginning in 2020. The State Department of Ecology announced Thursday it adopted its Clean Air Rule. The rule is aimed at reducing the amount of greenhouse gases produced. The rule affects businesses reporting they produce more than 100,000 metric tons of greenhouse gases per year. The Moses Lake Company reported to the state it is responsible for producing between 140,000 and 150,000 metric tons of the gases. The state considers RAC Silicon an energy-intensive, trade-exposed company. The companies include aluminum smelters, cement kilns, and pulp mills. RAC Silicon officials can choose to follow the approach of other companies and reduce their emissions by 1.7% a year, or they can choose to be compared to similar companies across the country to determine how much the company needs to reduce greenhouse gases. The department is working to determine what the average emissions are for the companies like RAC Silicon. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
Boy, with football season starting and everything getting underway, I thought fall was in the air for sure. Hi, Jeff Slakey from the iFIBER 1 Weather Center, taking a look at this week's forecast. 75 and partly cloudy for your Monday, and then we just warm up from there. 78 clear on Tuesday, 82 on Wednesday, 83 on Thursday, and mid-80s for both Friday and Saturday. To find out how fiber can impact your life, check iFIBER.tv. For iFIBER 1 News, I'm Jeff Slakey.
This is iFIBER 1 News. For more information on these stories and other news, visit us online at iFiber1.com or check us out on Facebook.